All right, thanks everyone for being here. I appreciate it very much. I'm joined by Greg Markle and Brian McMahon and others from Operation Fresh Start, along with two of their conservation crews that are a partnership between Dane County and Operation Fresh Start. And these folks help us with our lands, our parks and wild areas. They do conservation work. Some of them have been out today helping gather prairie seed, which helps us tremendously in our restoration efforts. We've saved, was that $1.5 million over how long, Shane?
The last 3 years.
The last 3 years, folks like this and our friends groups have helped us save $1.5 million by gathering prairie seeds for us for when we restore prairies. So I really appreciate their partnership and these folks being with us today as I roll out our environmental portion of the 2022 county budget. A recent report from the United Nations issued a stark and urgent message. Our climate is in crisis, and a time for profound and urgent action is now. While we as county government cannot solve the climate crisis on our own, we're committed to doing our part, taking action, being a leading voice, and a leading example of how to address the climate emergency however we can. We're on a path to offset all county government electricity use with renewables within 2 years. And our next step, I'm announcing today, is that my pledge that all county government operations will be carbon neutral by 2030. Every one of us, from individuals to the business community to faith communities and every level of government, must do our part. We must reduce greenhouse gas emissions and act in the best interest of the planet and the people who inhabit it. Our children and grandchildren have inhabited a planet in peril. They've inherited a mess they did not create, and we all have a responsibility to fix it. The good news is it's not too late. By acting now with urgency, we can lay the groundwork for a future with hope and opportunity for the young people who are inheriting this earth. I'm joined today by a group of young people who are part of the Dane County Conservation Corps, a partnership between the county and Operation Fresh Start that works in our parks and natural areas to perform conservation work. These members of the Conservation Corps are part of the solution. They're coming to work every day and doing their part for the planet. We owe it to these young people and their generation to right the wrongs of the past and leave them with a cleaner and healthier planet than they walk on today. Because of their great work and the urgency of the climate crisis, my 2022 budget will expand our partnership with Operation Fresh Start by directing nearly $100,000 to begin the development of the Dane County Civilian Climate Corps to complement the work of the Conservation Corps. These startup funds will be used to build partnerships to develop a team of young people dedicated to working on energy efficiency projects like winterizing buildings or helping to make modifications to reduce carbon emissions or increase renewable energy use. By launching this work now, Operation Fresh Start will be well positioned to become part of the new proposed Federal Climate Corps, a 10-year, $10 billion federal initiative to tackle climate change. Dane County is serious about addressing climate change. In recognition of our efforts, just yesterday, Dane County government received the 2021 Green Power Leadership Award from the United States Environmental Protection Agency for our leadership in the development of renewable energy and our progress toward offsetting 100% of county government's electricity needs with renewables by 2024. As I mentioned earlier, our next step will be 100% carbon neutrality by 2030. We will accomplish carbon neutrality not only through energy efficiency and renewable energy, but also through carbon sequestration from conserving and restoring natural habitats such as prairies, wetlands, and forests that serve as carbon sinks. Because if we give nature the opportunity, it will do what it does best. It will clean our air, sequester carbon, and provide natural habitat for countless plant and animal species. To that end, my 2022 budget will include more than $8.5 million in funding for our many conservation and restoration initiatives throughout the county. I'm also creating new positions in the Department of Land and Water Resources to help compile and map all of county government's carbon reduction accomplishments and lead development of a restoration plan that prioritizes initiatives that help us clean our air and our water and sequester carbon. And to provide more access to our natural areas and greater opportunity to use the cleanest transportation of all, we will continue our leadership in providing more and safer biking and hiking options by including approximately $3.2 million for hiking and biking trails in 2022. On other transportation fronts, we will double down on our commitment to biofuels by investing an additional $10 million in our clean fuel infrastructure. Almost half of our fleet of 60 snowplows are now powered by renewable natural gas. Across all of county government, we now have 100 renewable natural gas vehicles. My 2022 budget expands that initiative with over $5 million for the purchase of compressed natural gas trailers to help fuel our highway fleet in areas of the county where compressed natural gas filling stations are less available. Additionally, I'm including nearly $2 million for installation of a new CNG filling station at the Fish Hatchery Road Highway Garage, and $3.2 million for the purchase of 8 more renewable natural gas-powered snowplows. All told, this more than $10 million investment in clean fuel infrastructure further reduces our reliance on diesel and expands the reach of renewables into more rural parts of Dane County. The main source of our renewable natural gas is our facility that converts methane gas from rotting trash at our landfill into compressed natural gas for our vehicle fleet. This facility is on track for a record year of clean fuel production and revenue generation and is projected to displace 4.75 million gallons of gasoline a year. 4.75 million gallons. In addition, the drop-off station at our facility brings in semi-trucks hauling compressed renewable gas from dairy digesters. This clean, renewable natural gas is injected into the pipeline at our landfill and powers trucks and vehicles across the region, further reducing diesel and carbon emissions. As I mentioned earlier, a little over a year from now, we will be on our way to generating more renewable electricity than we use. Through a partnership with Alliant Energy, construction is slated to begin after the first of the year on a more than 100-acre solar farm on county land near our landfill. When complete, this project will generate over 17 megawatts of electricity, enough energy to power 3,100 homes annually. I'm also including $300,000 in this budget for an updated energy efficiency audit of all county government facilities. Further increasing our efficient use of energy will further reduce CO2 emissions and save additional taxpayer dollars. Climate mitigation, or adapting to changes already occurring, is also central to our work. Our Suck the Muck program removes phosphorus-laden muck from streams feeding into our lakes. To date, we have extracted 31,000 tons of sediment containing over 100,000 pounds of phosphorus from Dorn and Token creeks. And you may remember 1 pound of phosphorus in the water can equal about 500 pounds of algae. I'm including an additional $500,000 in the budget for Suck the Muck next year, bringing the total invested in this water quality project to $12 million since 2017. Our other dredging effort to help reduce flooding from our lakes by clearing out the channels between them will continue with the southern sections of the Yahara River once work now underway between Lakes Wabisa and Lower Mud Lake is completed. My budget will also include $260,000 to expand the county's lake weed harvesting program, adding the equipment and staff to make it operational 10 hours a day, 5 days a week during the summer. I'm also expanding the county's multi-year partnership with the City of Madison to develop clean beach corridors to provide cleaner water and safer swimming for children and families. This year we partnered with Madison to create a clean beach corridor at Warner Park that will be opening around next Memorial Day. My 2022 budget includes another $85,000 for our next shared city-county clean beach corridor slated for Tenny Beach. Providing access to our lakes and lands is important to us. In Dane County, we're blessed with access to the natural world and a community that cares about protecting what we have. Dane County government will continue our work to protect the environment today and for future generations. And again, I'd like to thank the folks from OFS. I want to thank our county staff who come to work every day with bringing ideas for these initiatives, planning them, and then making them work. Laura Hicklin and John from Land and Water are here. Shane and others are here from the Land and Water Department. I want to thank, some folks aren't here but are doing great work. John Welch from our Waste and Recyclables, and Jerry Manley at Highway. Kathy Kuntz and Dave Merritt, our staff that heads so many of our renewable energy and energy efficiency projects, and all our people with facility management who have done such a great job of helping Dane County become a more sustainable unit of government.